In these next few Mojo moments, we're going to have a quick look at the different ways that our behaviors, bodies, and minds send us signals to let us know that we're experiencing stress. Because once we have an awareness that we're not coping, then we can take appropriate action. So I'll also share a few strategies that you can try. Our contemporary lives are really full. On any given day, we're weaving in our family, friends, the purposeful work that we do, things that may need attending to at home, our finances, and keeping ourselves well so that we can be healthy, happy, and engaged with our lives. And sometimes the fullness of our lives can leave us feeling stressed, pressured, and overwhelmed. When this happens, there are a number of different signs and symptoms that may signal that we, or even one of our colleagues, are having a hard time coping with the amount of stress that we're experiencing. There are 4 categories of signs and symptoms to be mindful of: our behaviors, physical sensations, emotions, and thoughts. Together, these form our stress model. First, behaviors. These are the things that we do or don't do when we're feeling stressed. And this might be loss of appetite or overeating, self-medicating with alcohol or other drugs, perhaps using prescription medications in ways other than were prescribed, maybe being impatient, short-tempered, or procrastinating. Secondly, physical sensations. It's what we feel or notice about our bodies, such as headaches, shortness of breath and racing heart, teeth grinding, jaw clenching, indigestion, insomnia, and maybe frequent illnesses. Next, our emotional state, such as being irritable, anxious, defensive, maybe apathetic, hypersensitive, and maybe experiencing mood swings and feelings of hopelessness. And finally, our thoughts, what's going on in our minds. This is the quality of our inner self-talk and noticing if our minds are racing or perhaps thinking has slowed. What goes on in our minds is really important. On average, we have between 60,000 and 80,000 thoughts each day. And what do you suppose is going on in our minds with all of those thoughts? Well, we seem to do a lot of time traveling. 49% of our thoughts are about the future, 36% are about the past, and only 15% of our thoughts are about what's happening in the present moment. Now, with this awareness of the signs and symptoms, let's look at some ways of coping for when we are feeling stressed, pressured, or overwhelmed. Active coping is all about proactively doing something to directly solve our problem, getting extra help to support ourselves through a challenging time. Active coping helps us feel more in control and is more likely to lead to problems being managed effectively. Of course, not all stressors can be solved, such as when we experience stress when a relationship breaks down or when someone dies. So while we can't always control or change a situation, we can control and change our response and how we manage ourselves in the situation. One way is with structured problem solving. Although exercising, relaxed breathing, or having a massage are great ways to deal with the physical effects of stress, it's important to get to the root of what is actually creating stress for us. Try specifically identifying what your source of stress is, whether it's at work, home, family, friends, finances. Once you've broken those down, the next step is to identify resources that can help you with those situations and also consider ways to decrease the demands on you. This can include anything in your life that helps you to manage stress. Perhaps there's someone you can delegate tasks to or identify someone to speak with about what you're experiencing, maybe a supportive colleague, a friend, family member, or counselor. In the accompanying resource to this video, I've put together a questionnaire to help you identify your stress model, as well as your sources of stress and the resources that you have to help you cope. For now, my question to you is this: what's the one insight from this session that you're going to put into practice in the next 7 days? Email me. I'll be watching for your response.